Theo Baker and REEV.
Yeah.
aka Ollie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Without Limits podcast. I am fucking excited for this.
Thanks for having us.
This is a duo podcast. I've got both of you in the studio. Very unique. This is the only other time we've done this is with the Heaton brothers from Represent. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a big moment.
Maybe we've made it.
Same level.
I imagine.
To some, I think you may be. Like I said, I'm very excited for this podcast. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to come record. We're probably going to take loads of twists and turns because I think there's going to be so many valuable lessons in everything you guys have done with your YouTube careers, the transitions now into fitness from a business sense. Like, you're two young, successful men. And I think we can dive into a lot of stuff that's going to be very relevant to our audience. It's all about high achieving, high performance, thinking bigger, pushing yourselves, the discipline associated with success. And I think you guys have got that in abundance. So I'm really looking forward to this. But before we go on, the first question I'd like to ask is what Without Limits means to the guest. So whether you've rehearsed it, thought about it or not, I don't really care what first comes to mind. We're going to go with Theo first.
You knew they'd be prepped, didn't they?
Do you know what? Every time I listen to your podcast, in my head, when you ask that question, I'm like, okay, if I'm ever on, what is my answer? I ain't got a clue. Without Limits, I would say is just doing your best, no matter how hard it actually is. I feel like you should never compare yourself to other people, right? So whether your best is not as good as Ollie's best, but it's your own best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect
in a weird
sense.
way. I'm not very good with words, but as long as you are trying your absolute hardest in everything, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you come first or last. If you know you put everything out there, that is all that matters.
Yeah, perfect. You know, when I ask these questions to people, I think like the guests I want to have in this podcast are people that I resonate with. Either I've got a relationship with them pre-existing, or it's something I haven't quite got to an intimate place where I've sat down and had a conversation. I want to tap into how they've got to where they got to. And when I ask that question, some people come from a philosophical angle, some people can just think down to something quite simple. But what's always quite powerful is that someone always has something there on the tip of their tongue that sounds very authentic to who they are as a character and actually relates to the person I thought they were. You know, and simply trying your best, I think, is the hallmark of someone.
It's simple, but it's how I live my life.
It's a mantra, isn't it? You can follow it quite easily.
And again, I think we'll talk about all the successes you guys have had, and as we go through this and unpack your stories. But again, you don't get to the level you're at in all the things that you're doing, even the transition to fitness and still being able to pick up brand deals with huge fitness brands when that's not necessarily the background you maybe came from, without doing your best and showing up each day with that level of intent. So powerful. What about you? You've had a chance to think now.
I actually did prepare an answer prior to this, and I...
You can tell the difference between the two of you. He was on messaging, mate, we're late. Theo's late to the train. You could.
It's been a very hectic morning, I promise.
When we talk about busy people, we'll get into... He's a very busy guy, aren't you?
Too busy, but
But you try your best. That's the whole point.
I do try my best, and I'm always late.
I've forgotten everything I've written down, but I'm going to try my best to recite why I actually decided to prepare. I think Without Limits is going beyond the conceptions and limiting beliefs that either society or indeed myself has for what I think and perceive.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You can tell the yin and yang between you two.
He has thoughts, I don't. There's a difference.
But it's the same. We're following the same path, right? You're trying to do your absolute maximum, but not being influenced by what other people think of you.
Yeah, I don't care what other people think of me.
Yeah, I think there's probably a level, going back to that story I just said, he's the one that's mentioned me because you were late, right?
Yeah.
So not that I don't think you care or respect my time, but you care that you're going to be late maybe a little bit more than what you do.
I care just as much, but I knew he was in contact with you.
Well, that maybe so. Again, going back to this dynamic that we'll come on to, like you cover each other's backs in that sense.
I think we're a good duo in that aspect. So
I think that to have the longevity,
I mean, well,
sorry to be sentimental, mate.
The longevity that you two have had, I think you must be right. And I want to kind of unpack that because. I don't want to jump the gun too far, but like I want to come at from an angle of like teamwork and how team cohesion is really powerful, and the fact that the collaboration in some areas there's maybe like a conflict of interest because you've both got your own journeys that you want to work on to, but when you come together there's still an element of success that you can both have and share. But before we do all that, let's just go back to the start a little bit because truth be told, when we opened Stratford and you guys were sat in there one day, Sam was like nudging me, he's like, mate, fucking Theo Baker and REEV are in there. I'm like, yeah, who's Theo Baker and REEV?
As you're entitled to think that, yeah, 100%.
He's like, mate, that's like your version of Michael Jordan and fucking whoever. Like,
we're Michael Jordan, baby.
Honestly, I've not seen him gassed like that, right? So I'm sure many listeners aren't as fucking ignorant as I am. And
is that what Sam's background was? Like watching YouTube originally when you were hiring?
Yeah, Sam, are you allowed to talk in this or not? Oh, he doesn't have a mic, ladies and gents.
25, right? So your audience is...
Yeah, true.
I'm the audience that grew up with you guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
Within 10 minutes, he gave me a complete download of everything, and it was true. Wow. It was like clear that I never grew up watching YouTube. Like I was out playing football, rugby, or whatever else, and like whatever. And he gave me this complete download on who you guys were. So you must have had a meta impact on on those formative years for him. And so I think we'll kind of take it back to what YouTube was like there. But how do you both kind of get into it? Because for me, obviously now at 37, trying to vlog and do YouTube, I feel like a fucking fish out of water.
Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it. And obviously I've used social media for a number of years and documented my journey. So I am enjoying it. But I suppose you're always comparing yourself to like YouTubers, and like now YouTubers are some of the, well, I think probably to the point with the story we just told, like you've had such a big impression on a whole generation of people. Now when you think about the YouTubers and the Jake Pauls and whoever else, they're some of the most famous people in the world. Yeah. So I'm now on this platform where I'm trying to do this creator stuff, comparing myself to, again, the best people in the world at their sport, and that feels a little bit weird coming into it later in life. Yeah. Whereas when I was maybe trying to be on a rugby field and comparing myself to the best of the sport, I'd maybe have had 5, 10, 15 years trying to prepare myself to try and get there. So there wasn't this not necessarily like comparison syndrome, but there wasn't this like imposter syndrome that I was 100%. Experiencing.
But the problem with YouTube as well is there's a tangible metric that you see whether or not you're as good as another person that's next to you, which is, that's disconcerting, especially if you do it for a long time. And
the things like algorithms and thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. Like obviously I've got Sam who's like, he loves all that shit. And obviously I can learn it because I like to consider myself as bright, and if I understand what the concept is, I'll learn it. But I don't really care for it. It's like, that's not the sort of thing that I'm that interested in. Whereas my muscle mass or anything like that, like, or my speed or my strength, that's always been ingrained in my psyche. But before we go too much about me and my YouTube, although thank you for supporting it. How did you both get into it? Is there a specific like moment? Like, did you start documenting?
Well,
mine's probably more linear, I guess. Like, so I went to school with Joe Weller. He created videos, first of all, just for assembly, like for everyone to watch. Like he made them for fun, and then he started uploading them to YouTube. He started gaining a small following on YouTube, and then I started helping him out with his videos. And then I appeared in, I think it was either the 10K or the 15K sub Q&A. I think it was one of my first appearances on camera rather than off camera. And his audience basically just sort of bullied me into starting a YouTube channel. So it's like, we need him to start a YouTube channel. I was known as Malfoy back in the day because I had luscious blonde hair, a lot more of it than I do now. And I launched my channel in January 2015, I think it was. And that was off the back of his audience pushing me to do so. And
congrats on 10 years, man.
Yeah, been doing it a decade now, actually, just over a decade. And then it took me quite a while to build up my subscriber base, quicker than others, because I was appearing with Joe and we were collaborating a lot, but it definitely wasn't like here you go, here's 1 million subscribers at all. I worked hard for that. And I got my first YouTube paycheck, like big YouTube paycheck for £1,000 in September 2015.
Wow, so
and that was
9 months.
9 months, and
that is a quick process.
Yeah, a very quick process. But I was uploading like a lot. It took me 6 months to realise what did well. I was uploading vlogs, FIFA videos, football videos, and it took me 6 months to realise that football videos, every time I uploaded them, did really well. So that's when I started focusing on football videos and my university vlogs. So I started uni in September, coincided with the £1,000 paycheck, which obviously was a great night out at university. It was actually incredible. But imagine when you're a student, you get £1,000, right? Yeah. You're like, I'm
making videos.
I'm like, I made it. This is it. I'll see you later. It's Grey Goose shots on me.
Weekend millionaire.
Yeah. And then I just knuckled down at university, uploading 4 or 5 times a week, football videos, vlogs, going back and forth between London, back and forth between Seaford, where I'm from, filming football videos, like coming home at like 2 a.m, getting into university for like 8:30 lectures, and then dropped out in the second year in 2016. I dropped out, I think it was.
To pursue this is...
To pursue it as a full-time hobby. I dropped out 180,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I changed my name. Actually, so I was always Malfoy on
To
YouTube.
your real name.
I changed my name to my real name because I was scared that... who owns Harry Potter? Disney or...
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. I thought they'd like sue me.
Come after you.
Yeah. Obviously, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They don't care about me.
Good legal decision.
Thought you
innit?
were that big time. That
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I thought, shit, Tom Felton's going to come after me. I'm stealing his identity.
Yeah.
But I dropped out after a conversation with a friend of mine, Spencer, and he sort of convinced me to go for it. But it was a long process to drop out of uni, though. Like, it was a 6 months probably process to convince my parents. My uni tutor did not want me to drop out. She was adamant that it was not going to work out. You know, she always said to me, you have 7 years to come back and finish your degree.
What were you studying?
Sports development coaching sciences.
With a view to do what?
PE teaching. Yeah. And I'm very glad I dropped out.
Was it like, obviously, again, I've referenced rugby. It had a big influence on me. There was obviously the stars and the posters that I had on my wall of who I wanted to be, and you can kind of see the vision. Was there anyone in this space back then? Again, forgive my ignorance if like Mr. Beast was around. I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
Was there anyone that you were like, okay, cool, I could go full time. This is a professional.
I'd say it was Spencer. So Spencer Owen, Spencer FC. Do you know #United, the football team? No. He has a football team. He's taken it from like a YouTube series, and now they're in. I think they're 2 promotions.
Oh, I have heard about it. Yeah.
2 promotions off like National League South, I think it is. So they've done really, really well. He was a big influence on me as a friend. I'd say he gave me the confidence to drop out and pursue it.
And do you meet these people through, because you mentioned before we started recording, like the British YouTube scene was very collaborative.
Yeah.
People were happy to give, tips, tricks, help.
Yeah.
You meeting these people just on the journey and...
Yeah, through different brand opportunities where you're on the same brand shoot or...
That's how we met.
That's how we met with FA Cup stuff.
Yeah.
But with Spencer, it was... he did this thing called the Wembley Cup in 2015, which I didn't play in, but 2016 I got the opportunity to play because Joe was the captain. So he asked me to play. And this was a football match with Steven Gerrard, Okocha, Schmeichel, Carragher, all these huge names and YouTubers, like one of the first of its kind. And I was at Wembley Stadium in front of 35,000 people, which was insane. And I played in that game, did really well, went back to uni the next day. And then after that, I was like, why am I back here? Why am I back at uni?
Was that the Scott Pollock year?
No, year after. It was 2017 Scott Pollock.
Was it?
This was 2016 the year I scored the goal.
Yeah.
And then, dropped out of uni and just absolutely went for it. But I love the period of doing YouTube and university at the same time because that's the hardest I've ever grinded. Like uploading 4 or 5 videos a week, when you're editing it yourself, staying up till God knows when, brands wanting to do this and that, and then going to uni and like falling asleep in lectures and stuff. Like I've never worked that hard in my life.
I think that's the bit, right? If we zoom out from the actual, like the example we're using of like YouTube, you can hear the same themes. It's like 10,000 hours. It's like delaying gratification, 9 months of not earning a penny, the grind, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, work until 2 a.m, going back home to get to uni, etc. Like these characteristics of the people that I speak to that have kind of quote unquote made it. They're all the same. Like it's that same mentality to try and.
Well, I remember as well about 6 months. So before I went to uni, I remember I helped Joe out with a video, and he was like, he was dressed as Ronaldo, I was dressed as Malfoy, and we were like fighting each other. And he was like, because this is me and you, I'll pay you 50% of whatever this video earns. And I'm at McDonald's at the time, and like a week after the video goes live, he sent me £600, and that was more than I'd earn at McDonald's in like 3 months or like 2 months.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I didn't know that this was possible. So that was a big realization that actually this could be a potential career as well.
What about you, mate?
Well, to break the fourth wall a bit, we've had this conversation before, haven't we? But mine was a very similar story to Theo in terms of I was at university at the time that I decided to commit to YouTube full time. I was at Loughborough doing sports science. Well, I took that opportunity because I originally wanted to study medicine, which I imagine you might be quite familiar with that sort of path. Didn't get the grades that I needed to in order to become a medical student. And rather than committing to retaking my A-levels, I jumped straight into Loughborough University because it was local and I also enjoyed sport. I'm a guy from Leicester, it's not too distant. Realised it wasn't the course for me, and the people that I surrounded myself with weren't particularly my type of person, especially that part in my life. It was quite a formative period. Watched other people playing FIFA online, streaming, and thought I could do this. I enjoy playing the game. I feel like I'm fairly charismatic. I reckon I could take this online and do this as a career. So I committed to making videos about FIFA, and then there was kind of like a sliding doors moment where I was like, do I drop out of uni and then commit to going back to the medicine fork in the path, or commit to being a YouTuber? And commit to being a YouTuber, and the rest is history at that point, really.
I mean, both of you, such powerful stories with it, and it begs the question for me, who we talked about what does it look like in the modern day for me. I can't compete with 4 uploads a week or whatever it may be. I can't compete with the passion for watching streamers. I know your channels have taken different permutations since then, but my effort towards YouTube is a fairly informal one, low friction, post a vlog. Sometimes we do some brand stuff. The question is kind of like, what was YouTube like back then, but more, how does someone win in this day and age then if it's changed from what it was back then to right now? And if I'm not necessarily competing against people like you, but I obviously want more subscribers. I see my subscriber count go up quite slowly. I'm only, if I'm lucky, I'll upload once a week, and it's very much a 10-minute to 20-minute, 30-minute vlog, depending on how deliberate I am with my camera. So I suppose there's a few questions in here.
Are you asking for advice?
Yeah.
I don't think you should look at subscriber count, really. I think you should look at how many people are watching your videos and how engaged they're in your videos. So you could have 1 million subscribers, but your video only gets like 10,000 views, or you can have 10,000 subscribers, but if your video gets 5,000 views, that's 50% of your subscribers who are watching your videos.
So if there's a disparity, because sometimes I'll see like 20,000 views, but I have 10,000 subscribers.
That's exactly what you want.
That's incredible, yeah.
Because I'm like,
in relative terms,
20,000 people, why don't the other 10,000 subscribe?
Honestly, the subscriber button right now is almost irrelevant on YouTube.
Really?
Everything's homepage, everything's algorithms now. Like you want, if you have an engaged audience who are gonna buy your product, you're gonna sign up to your gym programs, that's what you want. You should, yes, building following and whatnot is important in brands and stuff, but in terms of actually getting these like customers, that's irrelevant.
Can I ask a question?
No, it's my podcast.
All right, fair enough. I'll leave it. What do you want from your YouTube channel? What's the aim? What's the end goal?
This is a very in my reductionist kind of articulation of this is if I can produce long form content where people are sat down for 5, 10, 15 minutes to absorb content around Marchon. And typically the stuff that I like to post, I say, is low friction. So it's like there might be some workout stuff, there may be some family interaction stuff, there's some stuff around the business. Like obviously I'm a spokesperson and a window into the business and everything it's about, but I'm also a spokesperson for my life and if my stuff resonates with people. So in order for it to be low friction, not feel like a job to me, I just post the stuff that I'm kind of doing. What do I want from it is if, to your point, if people can sit down and absorb that, they're more likely to trust, know and like me, and then potentially buy the stuff that the products and services. But it's not like it's the same with this podcast. We don't do any ads, we don't do anything like that. We don't make any money directly attributed to this or the YouTube, because it's more about documenting and showing and hoping that it resonates with a view that later down the line, the stuff that we've built, whether it's the app, the supplements, etc., that we truly believe in, it can be beneficial to someone later.
Yeah, I think events are so huge for that as well. You know how you did your Race to the Stones, and that got a lot of traction on that video, and it probably would have got a lot of customers into the Marchon program and whatnot. I think having stuff to work towards is almost vital for an audience to be engaged in it. They want to follow a journey, right? Yeah. Every time I do a video, whether it's a marathon or even actually a 5K is probably one of my most engaged videos of recent times because it's so relatable. You can relate to that 5K journey.
I remember watching it.
Did you? So it's like people know how to run a 5K, whereas something like an Ironman is a little bit less relatable. Yeah. But I think probably a competitor of yours in America, Nick Bear, is very good at that. He's very good at creating series which are an event, build up, content, and everyone's and within obviously the content you're showcasing your Marchon supplements and whatnot, and he does his supplements as well. But having a series that leads like documenting your training on everything, I think is really good.
Well, I think that's where I'm probably where I fall short is that because and maybe I am, but I don't recognise it. I'm not a creator. I'm not a YouTuber.
Yeah, but I think that's actually endearing for people to watch as well. I think certainly in the fitness industry now, when it comes to content creation, it's the age of authenticity. You've seen it with like the Sam Sulek come up, Nick Bear, yourself, for example. People want to watch real videos, whereas previously it was the Mr. Beastification of like, oh my gosh, everything's popping up, got so many things in one video. People will sit down for a 30-minute video of you doing everything that you do in your life because of who you are.
I hear you. I think where I need to, so for example, you use the Nick Bear thing. I mean, again, the utmost respect for him. He would refer to himself, I mean, yes, he's the founder and CEO of BBM, but he is a YouTuber.
Yes,
and he is
a
podcaster.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's limiting beliefs, right? And maybe it's just like almost like a safety mechanism for me. If I don't identify as a podcaster and a YouTuber, it means that it can stay a bit more informal and it can just be an outlet and hobby for me to have these cool conversations. As soon as I formalize it a bit more, which is the pressure from some of the people around me that really see the opportunity here, then there's like a level of accountability that you need to try and go to. So,
do you know what I'd do if I were in your position? I would. You know how you're vlogging with a little camera like that, which is great. I do that all the time as well. I would actually get rid of that. And I would.
That's a shit sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great, but get rid of that.
And I would just say Sam, for example, every day you come in, you're just waiting with an actual camera. So rather than feel like you're vlogging and you're like, I feel like when you're vlogging, it feels like you're working, right? You feel like I must create content. Whereas if someone's filming you, it's actually you get a way different vibe. And it's almost like you don't notice it.
Well, that's how we started.
It's like reality TV.
Yeah, Sam would literally follow me around the camera everywhere we went, and we'd go. I was doing some brand deals at the time. Like we'd fucking fly to LA, we'd be in Miami, and it was cool. It was easy for me because he'd just get a camera out and we just get going with it. It's more like Sam's had to be moved to the resource of Sam had to be moved somewhere else, and then me finding someone that I'm truly happy traveling with and spending all that time.
You'd be comfortable around as well.
Yeah, you've got to be really comfortable around them.
But that's what's so important about hiring, isn't it? Right, you need to find. It's not just are they good at the job. It's like are they the right person? Do they fit this role? Can I get on with them? But showcasing your training every day as well, I think, is crucial as well. Like train like a savage.
Yeah, Steve Cook said the same thing. I had him on the podcast in season 1 or 2. I can't remember, but we went for lunch afterwards, and he was like, obviously when he was bodybuilding, when he was competing, it was really easy for him to be a YouTuber. He's like, now that's not his identity anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, I might run a marathon, or like he's seeing all the trends that all us guys are getting into when we're a little bit older. And he's like, I've got to do this thing, because he's like, if I don't have a story to tell, I can't bring people along on that journey. And you're right. I recognise it. Like whenever we've had like the sub-3 marathon one or the ultra marathon, etc. Like there's a story and there's a theme, and people can they can pick up where they left off the last time, and it's a succinct narrative that you're building with them.
It's also very easy to fall into the trap though of event throughout the year, which I don't think is healthy, because you need time to recover between events. So I think like 1 or 2 events a year which you can build towards content is great. And I don't know if you guys agree with this as well. I feel like, especially on social media recently, like marathons or anything like this, it just seems like the norm. And like, they've become so normal that people are like, oh, he's running that marathon.
People have become desensitized to really amazing fitness feats.
It's become normal, which is crazy.
I was going to say, like, I mean, we're all in the same boat, right? Because we're thinking of things that are uncomfortable and challenges, and to build the story. So I'm talking to myself at the same time as asking you. But what's your thoughts on it? Because the thing you said about the 5K being relatable, like you were trying to run the sub 20 minutes, whatever it may be. You're trying to run the marathon now. Like what you're doing fundamentally isn't that impressive. Like me running a sub 3 hour marathon, it fucking isn't impressive.
But it is.
But it maybe it's to some people,
to
but
a demographic,
not others. So like, what do you think you running a sub 20 minute 5K is so encapsulating that I actually want to watch it, or anyone wants to watch it?
It's not. It's the person they're invested in that makes the difference. I'm trying to run a sub 3:30, and I can't even process running a sub 3. But hopefully people will still be invested in my video and my journey, even though I'm running so much slower than you are, because they want to see how I compete with it or how I deal with the challenges along the way.
I think documenting the process is so important for that as well, because people see you or I or you starting from this place, getting better, have some struggles maybe along the way. And that's just like, it's everyone's struggle. Everyone goes through that struggle. Everyone goes through that training process. So that's very relatable. Whereas I think a lot of people online don't necessarily show the struggles, don't necessarily show the training process. They only show the glory and the end result. So by seeing what someone's gone through to then get the glory, people can really heavily resonate with that.
And that's sorry. That's always the difference between long form and short form, I feel. And we've been in the long form industry for quite some time to know the difference. Like a lot of the way that achievements are put forward now is over a 60-second clip, whereas we put a 30-minute mini documentary out of, this is when we felt great about what we were doing, this is the ultimate low of where we got to, and then we got to the final achievement. And people can follow the actual journey rather than being
But it's harder to do that.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's way harder to get someone to watch a 30-minute video than a 60-second video.
Again, if you're not relatable or someone can't stand someone for 30 minutes. I actually recorded the podcast earlier this morning, and we went for lunch afterwards. And the guy is like a top professional. He's also a fucking legend behind closed doors, but he doesn't have that public persona because he works with a certain caliber of people, whether it's athletes, CEOs, etc. And we were talking about just like this relatability behind closed doors. Do you think the hallmark of a great creator then, and this maybe speaks to the fact that you started with pitch side and then you had backside, because backside had so much traction because you were just authentically you rather than talking about football. Yeah. Do you think the hallmark of a good creator is someone that can show a diverse personality, all the different traits, and at what stage does it become, are you sharing too much? Because people would look at me at maybe an influencer or a creator, because I do create content and I put my life on social media. But for me, it was just about low friction, and my principle of what am I sharing is what am I proud of that day? Whether it's my training session, which is just like proof of work, whether it's the people that I communicate with in the workplace, like my team, I'm very proud to be a part of that. My wife, my kids, obviously very proud to be a part of that. And so there's no rhyme or reason. I'm also very proud of, this is what I eat every day. It shows the discipline. And again, if people can take stuff from that, it's not that I ate the eggs and salmon, it's what was the principle behind eating the same thing, etc. So that's my sort of, those are my tactics. And again, I suppose we're giving away here now tactics to other people, but for you, do you think the reason a great creator is a great creator is because they maybe have subject matter expertise, football, whatever it may be, but they also are leaning into the things that make them authentic themselves, the Malfoy, whatever it may be, the other bits and pieces?
I think that's absolutely vital. I think what you see with, say, like the Mr. Beast of this world and creators who are trying to emulate what he's doing out there, they have much less of a, maybe Mr. Beast an outlier, but people who are trying to emulate him, they have much less personality within the video.
But even I
Mr. Beast is almost like a robot, right?
Yeah, he is. Because if you have too much personality, you don't appeal to 200 million people at a time.
Socials are way smaller because people aren't wanting to connect with them on more of a personal level. They just watch the video for like the dopamine of like, oh my God, what is going on here? Whereas I feel like what a lot of UK creators are really good at is just getting across who they are as a person. And that's why a lot of them are so relatable. Like I'll take Joe as an example. He is so authentic and sometimes too open and too real, I would say. And he would agree as well. I think we've both learned over the last few years the point at which we probably shouldn't share. There's certain things we shouldn't have shared, and we have shared. And now, I for me personally, I know what I'm comfortable sharing now. Like, all you got to do is go back 4 years on waffling, and there's too much. There's too much information out there. But I think in the UK, like. Oh, big time. Yeah, I've been told off a lot. And
well, the whole process is trial and error, isn't it? Even if that means how much you share or how much you don't.
I'm comfortable now with what I'm okay to share, and I feel like I've learnt my lesson a lot. And the UK creators are just very good at showcasing their personality and just being authentic, being themselves. Like I wouldn't say we know anyone who's different on camera than they are off camera. Maybe an extension of themselves.
Yeah, slight caricature,
but never.
Person, right? Yeah. Agree.
I know your content's changed, right? The actual like subject of the content, but has the game changed a little bit? Do you guys, because you're now consummate professionals of it, understand how to play the game, amount of uploads, what to post, when to post, etc.? Like, can you be a little bit more? Are you like the experienced footballer that doesn't need to run as much because they just know where people are and they've got the touch, etc.? Or do you feel as though you've constantly got to, in this ever-changing, like developing landscape with new creators coming in? Have you got to be on your...
No, we still feel pressure. We had this conversation on the train earlier about how difficult it is to like ideate good ideas at the moment, even to a degree of hiring new people for just ideation. So there's definitely, we're under the cosh a little bit.
I agree. But I also think though, now, I've gone through burnout and there's things I don't like doing now. And I think the most important thing you can do as a creator is hire someone to take that burden away from you.
Yeah.
I think what that person can offer you is just more time to do the things you actually enjoy, which for me is being on camera rather than behind the camera editing. So I think if any creators out there, it's easier said than done, right? You need to have the finances to be able to do it, but it's worth taking a risk on someone, whether it be a 3-month or 6-month period, and just seeing if it pays off.
You know full well, like, it's just about delegating to people who you think are as good or if not better than you are at that particular, facet in the job, really, isn't it?
Completely. We'll talk. I like that you picked up there on the burnout. We're going to talk a little bit more on that. But do you like with people like me coming onto the channel, right, and everyone now adopting YouTube? Are you like? I know you spoke about this sort of collaboration of like old school YouTube back then. It kind of helped you in your career, and obviously you've been very open with me and telling me to throw my cameras in the bin. Do you see people coming into the space now and just jump on the platform as a positive and negative? Do you have any feelings towards it?
It's complete positive.
Always.
Yeah, I don't see any there's no competition. Yes, there is competition technically, but for me personally, there's no competition.
Yeah, it goes back to the
everyone's going to watch everything, right?
Yeah, and you're trying to be better than what you were.
That's why everyone appears in everyone's videos. Because everyone wants to help everyone. If one person is winning, it means someone else is winning. You want everyone to win rather than, this person's doing similar content to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone does similar content to everyone. Everyone's on the same video ideas. You just got to keep working on you, keep uploading, and don't look at other people, I'd say.
How does it feel to be like part of that? I mean, to the point, like, it was like when we were walking to Stratford that day and Sam's like, mate, like, how does it feel to be part of that like pioneering crew and like to have a whole generation of kids?
I don't view it like that, though.
No.
I just enjoy the process and I enjoy my job. I don't think it's necessarily... we spoke about having a duty of care for people that watch you and, you have grown up with your career or my career and how you form those people that view you. But I don't think necessarily I have an ego to know that I'm the guy for that particular... Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I definitely have a responsibility, though, to be like when you meet people on the street saying, you've inspired me to do this, I definitely feel like a responsibility to be a good person online.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, everyone has their flaws every now and again.
Or just reflect the person you are in the content as well.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The person you are in real life is reflected in what you put out as content.
But it's funny because I also see myself as such a tiny fish in a huge sea at the moment. So you look like sort of like KSI, for example. He if you ask a question to him, I would answer it on his behalf of saying, he's influenced everyone in the UK.
He is the pioneer.
He's touched everyone. He is the pioneer. Like, I think 90% of especially us and UK YouTubers probably owe him some form of gratitude to their career.
Yeah.
Like, he's touched everyone's career.
Yeah. In what sense?
Just
help with growth.
And just being the original inspiration behind
like he helped
UK
Joe
YouTube.
grow. In turn, Joe helped me grow, and now we're friends with JJ. He's in our videos and vice versa. So he's touched almost everyone.
Yeah, and I'm almost certain that the people that I started watching to try and emulate when I began my career began their career because of KSI. So I think he's just like that. He is the face of UK YouTube, isn't he?
I would say so.
Yeah,
The GOAT.
Yeah, he is.
That's a nice way to talk about someone. I don't know how much you want to share on this kind of stuff, but you mentioned the first paycheck, September, £1,000. Like, what kind of money? I'm not saying how much do you boys earn, but what kind of money were YouTubers earning back then? Can you give us, because you see the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, the KSIs, the Mr. Beasts.
We're talking the coin sponsor era as well, which is like...
That was FIFA coin sponsor was great. The Logan Paul, for example, I know he's talked about this openly.
Yeah.
This is 2016, 17. I feel like America, so for context, America's so far ahead of us.
10x, 20x, what?
I don't know, like fucking loads. they're like, I think 10x. I remember I was in an email chain by accident. I don't know why I was in this email chain. Like, I don't know, some agency had put me in this email chain.
You come up as the first person when they type TH.
And it was like this creator who had considerably less followers than I, but they were from America. And they were charging like $100,000 for like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
$100,000. And I was like,
wow.
I was
pretty close to that, really, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? This is like 6-7 years ago. Like, how are they this far ahead? But Logan, like when they were popping their daily vlog 6-7 million views a day, that's like
What would you
50
reckon?
grand a day.
Yeah, what do you reckon the CPM on one of those videos?
They're loads. 50 grand a day, and then his merch was doing like $1 million on Black Friday a day.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. But like, it's definitely grown since I've started. I don't know whether that's because I've got more strings to my bow. I learned that saying the other day.
You've got more revenue streams.
More revenue streams,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And also I'm just older. Like, I know what I'm doing more. I may have come across as a bit of a
Yeah.
How old are you, boys?
29.
31.
He's old.
He's old.
I'm young.
Am I?
I'm very old.
Very young.
Those opportunities, maybe not the Logan Paul type cash, but are those opportunities still around for people?
Yes, 100%
Yeah.
they are. And especially if you have like a niche following or unique following. Like there's YouTubers out there with such random niche followings that you could be something, I don't know what as an example.
Yeah, you
could be like a fridge magnet YouTuber. Okay. And seriously, and you could have like 10,000 followers, but you have 10,000 followers who love fridge magnets.
Yeah, and then you get sponsorship from Bosch.
Yeah. And it's seriously like, and especially in makeup. Makeup's a great example. Like, female creators in makeup earn so much money.
In the male side, what's the one to be in? Cars, watches,
Finance. Yeah.
Finance, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and actually golf.
Golf as well.
Golf is incredible because the clientele
Why
is
did you pivot to
richer.
like running and cycling? Why didn't you go to golf?
Well, I tried.
Could have done.
I did.
Yeah, that is true for you. Actually, you started a golf channel and then no longer play.
Our golf channel has the highest average views on any golf YouTube in the world.
It's true.
I
Actually,
uploaded 5
over a
videos
mil.
and stopped.
Well, because you can play any more hip.
No, because Harry launched another golf channel.
Yeah, I think a lot of the main forms of content, i.e. TV and stuff, the viewership and the eyeballs are now converting to YouTube, which means that the industry is even more affluent. There's more money in it. So
I mean, I watch YouTube exclusively now rather than anything else.
that's a good point, yeah.
Gym's good. Gym's good money.
Gym
Content. Yeah.
Fitness content. yeah.
Fitness content.
We need to start ideating more, Sammy.
Yeah.
Ideating. We do need to.
Oh, yes.
Well, I need to throw away my camera. You need to stand there waiting for me at 7 a.m. when I get in the office.
Yeah, seriously, 7 a.m.
Yeah, point and shoot.
Talking when you walk out of the house, dark, cold outside.
You guys have got a sick chemistry. What's it like being in business together?
He's like my brother. It's not even like. No, don't be soppy, man.
He's always soppy.
He's the best man at my wedding, like for a reason. Like it's not like I'm sure you can emulate with Charlie. I don't know, but like it's not like being in business with him. We just get to do cool stuff around the world and get paid for it alongside your best mate.
Trying to help you and you help me along.
Yeah,
the
of
way
course. Yeah,
massively as well.
like financially, emotionally, everything.
We share an
It's not-
office together, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good. You always send some soppy messages to me though. They need to chill out.
I'm an emotional guy.
Do you have the? Do you agree on most things then when it comes to like ideation and things, or
In terms of pitch side, I would say so. Would you say so or not?
Yeah, yeah,
You're way more philosophical than me.
yeah.
I would say I'm probably.
it'll come with age. You're still young. It'll come with age.
Yeah, I'm very young
You need to
actually.
mature a little
Too
bit.
young. I would say if we had like, I would be the bad cop. You'd be the good cop.
That's 100% our relationship in pretty much everything we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm the empathetic person in like a conversation that revolves around business, but he's like the cut to the point, no
I can be
bullshit
pretty
kind
ruthless,
of.
but I think sometimes you just have to have that. Well, not in a rude way, but maybe in a rude way sometimes.
No, it's business, isn't it?
Okay,
It's- yeah.
but I try.
Yeah.
I think you have to like.
I wish I was more like that, but I don't have that gene in me. I don't think. If that makes
I mean,
sense.
that is again, that's why I think business relationships and partnerships like
Yeah.
are so powerful. Have you ever disagreed on anything like fundamentally? No, this is what I think is what.
When's the last time we had a proper argument about?
I don't think I've
something?
ever argued with you.
Too much of a pushover.
But I also don't have much of a memory, so it's like.
I don't think in terms of like any business decision we've ever made, there's been.
When was the last time I
Two-
pissed you off? Have I ever pissed you off?
Oh, you did some rogue stuff in Tomorrowland, but we won't talk about that.
Were you there? Or did you
Yeah. But
recently?
yeah, it was like last weekend.
yeah,
It was
it was,
like-
yeah, I saw it.
yeah.
I work out crippling anxiety as I work last night. Don't remember much of it.
The final send off before your Ironman. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
it
what it
was
was.
the final
No,
In
I
Tomorrowland 2 weeks before an Ironman. That's pretty brave.
I only drank 2 out of 3 days.
3. Was it 3 weeks before? 4 weeks before?
No, it's 2 weeks. No, 3. No, it was 2 weeks. It was the week of the deload. Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I don't think we've ever properly argued in terms of like what we agree or disagree on in business sense.
I come to you when it's like, say it's like a pitch side issue or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. You're definitely much more of like the calmer sense and like talk it through rationally.
Yeah, logical
Whereas I'm
approach.
very much just like, this is just bollocks, like why are you acting like this?
Yeah.
I like it. You've you referenced the burnout stuff, and it's clear, obviously, irrespective of what you're trying to do, whether it's uploading 4 videos a week, etc. Like in any environment you find yourself in where you're trying to be the best at what you do, sharp and be your best self, etc. As we said at the top, you toe the line because you're competitive with yourself, and sometimes you go the wrong side of that line, and burnout does occur. You said 2019. How did that manifest? What happened?
I think I just was doing everything myself, uploading pretty much daily to gaming stuff as well. So when I moved to London, and then I was like, it's just too much. I need to stop. And I did pretty much stop for like a year, I reckon. And it was I was very close to like, not going broke, but like it was definitely, it wasn't looking healthy in there. And I don't know, something just switched and I was like, let's go again. I think that time off sort of brought the spark back a little bit. The flame definitely went out.
What do you do for the year if you weren't obviously doing the YouTube? How do you feel that void?
I was still doing YouTube, but I was doing like almost the bare minimum. Like my main channel was basically irrelevant. It was gone. And I was just doing a bit of like FIFA on the gaming channel, a bit of extra stuff. So I was still doing stuff, but it was like I did a bit of streaming and I sort of convinced myself that this was work and it was doing well, and it really wasn't doing well at all, and like I wasn't earning much money at all. I was like complete wasting my time. But this was the first year I moved to London, so I think maybe that was a big influence, going out drinking a lot as well. And then just before COVID hit is when I started taking it more seriously and the spark ignited again.
Did that year of like, I guess taking your foot off the gas a little bit, did it impact the channel much?
Yeah, massively.
Massively.
Impacted it massively. Views were down, everything was down. That's where I sort of gave that channel a rest and worked on another channel. And I think COVID helped massively. I built my gaming channel up and that did exceptionally well. And then I got to 1 million subs in 2020, 2021 perhaps, all on my own, no editors. And that's when I got 1 million subs. I was like, okay, I'm now ready to turn this hobby, I guess, that paid well, into a job and do this properly. And that's when I started hiring. And then when I started hiring, started making better quality videos and got the momentum back up. And that's how you redo it. Was
there anyone like Joe you referenced back in the day that sort of got you into it, that was giving you like a bit of mentorship and guidance on, you know, it's probably time to hire someone, or you were ignoring it, or do you think you knew it?
So maybe Chip and Cal. Cal Freezy, who we do the studio with, he was definitely one of the first to hire someone in terms of editors. So I think they saw this success that he had. And I think I just got to an age where I was just ready to, like, financially I was ready, like mentally I was ready to hire someone. And actually I would say Jodie, my missus, was a big sort of confidant. Is that a word? Big pusher of success. Yeah. She definitely gave me the confidence to do it as well.
All of you have kind of like, you've got an entrepreneurial spirit, right? It's quite similar, again, to people in many different arenas. And you're making investments in things, and obviously, you know, KSI has gone on to do X, Y, and Z. Do you reckon the money came first, you're like, I've got surplus funds, I'm going to invest? Or do you think, were you quite entrepreneurial, and this is a question to both of you, about building a business? Okay, I've built a business, I've got product market fit, I've got listeners, people who wanted to do it. Okay, now I'm going to think about how do I build foundations around this stuff? How do I improve distribution? Did you think that way?
I think it's almost sometimes a process of diffusion. Like, you see people around you, especially if you've got quite a tight-knit circle of people that are also successful, doing things and making their process easier. You just kind of just copy it and follow suit a little bit.
I remember it was working for me, and I was telling you to just do it.
Yeah.
He was putting it off for fucking ages. I was like, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
And I don't know why you weren't doing this, but you eventually took the leap, and it took a while to like switch your channel over, but now you're smashing it.
I actually think probably a lot of the success of recent years for my content comes from people telling me to switch to a format of video that I was like passionate about.
As in
changing to fitness,
Right.
becoming a fitness content creator.
How much does the podcast and the YouTube, do they complement each other? I mean, I think that's
Not
probably quite obvious
particularly,
question,
not
or
for me.
Fine.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like,
Because you were YouTubers before you were podcasters.
yeah, for 8 years.
Why did you do podcasts?
Do you want to do this story?
I did. So we have slightly different stories because we started Pitchside together, but I was already technically a podcaster before.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that is true.
Technically, I was a podcaster.
Yeah.
But I'd never called myself, I was always a YouTuber, right? I've never called myself a podcaster ever. But that is probably my number one thing now with 3 podcasts. But, yeah, which is kind of wild. But when it comes to Pitchside, we started it mainly as an FPL show.
It was originally proposed as a fantasy football show. Because we got into lockdown and it's pretty much football was the only thing people could enjoy as a sport, like visually, because there was no crowds, right? It's behind closed doors. So we got highly addicted to FPL. We thought, right, we enjoy this game so much. We're really good friends. Should we create a show off the back of it?
Yeah.
Quickly realised that there wasn't really that much of a market for that, and then transitioned into football and realised we're not that knowledgeable about football.
But it coincided with the fellas getting their Spotify deal. But what I mean by that is they got their Spotify deal and launched their studios, in which their business model was creating shows and they'd provide the production, we'd have the show. So we were the first show under the fellas studios.
Yeah.
So we sort of believed in them and they believed in us, and then we built it together. And now they've obviously got a countless amount of shows. But the pitch side has definitely gone through like peaks and troughs. Like the first year and a half, I felt like we didn't really actually know what we were doing. It was more like a normal podcast that sort of had a bit of football in it.
It was a general podcast, but we'd get people associated with football on the podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's almost just a football show. It doesn't really particularly matter who we get on as a guest.
But it's not a serious football show, which is why I think it does well, because you have the space of...
It's the authenticity thing again.
The Neville and Carragher, Sky Sports, who, if you want to watch real pundits, go watch that. If you want to watch 4 twits being idiots, like go watch our show and watch
who
them
fully
argue.
well know what they are as well, which I think is
why
important.
footballers watch our show, because they don't want to watch themselves being critiqued. Like, we may do a bit of critiquing, but realistically, like, they don't give a shit about us, what we say.
Yeah.
We're there to banter each other. So people watch ours because it's gonna be you tune in for a laugh. You're not tuning in for serious debates. Like when we do our live streams on football matches, if you watch it, we barely talk about the game.
I reckon 90% of the conversation is not football related.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Which is weird, but...
Yeah.
Do you think the success then, and the success that you're continually having, whether it's the early YouTube days or the multiple podcasts now, is more to do with the love then for creating content on multiple different platforms in different formats, rather than the actual... Because the subjects are just like you're following your passions.
Yeah.
Some of it has obviously been things where you think, okay, this is really topical, it's culturally relevant, let's do something around it. But more often than not, what's culturally relevant, you kind of combine with just your own hobby.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I think it's really... a nice thing for us is that when we do have a passion about something, you can turn that into a job.
Yeah, you can monetize it. Yeah.
Like for me with fitness, I got injured, couldn't play football. So what would I like to do? I need to build strength because I'm getting injured. Like I need to protect myself. And then if I'd never got injured, I never would have got fitness deals. Wouldn't have got brand deals to do with fitness. So it sort of leans you into a different path.
I think if you're a YouTuber who's self-sufficient for that long, you understand like the process of evolution. Like you grow naturally with what you develop into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice sort of segue into this next sort of section, the fitness piece, because I can't remember where it came up in conversation. I don't know if it was me and Sam or me and someone. We were talking about a lot of either TV personalities or creators now coming into fitness. Like me coming into YouTube, people coming across in this crossover into like the fitness scene.
Yeah.
And they're asking my thoughts on it. And I think I might have said this to you last time we spoke.
I think we did, yeah.
When you see people come into a space and you can tell it's authentic, right? You with your injury, you just with a passion for it. And actually we go back to the DM that you sent me, I think in 2018, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that you've come into the space and you've applied the same, goes back to your articulation of Without Limits. You showed up to be your best every time.
Yeah.
You applied the same effort and intensity to everything else you've done in your life. you have every right to go and try the sub 20-minute 5K and it encapsulate an audience and to do the Ironman because it's authentic and there's a lesson in there for people because you're applying yourself and you're doing the training and it's, you know, you're no different to someone that's maybe come into the space as a personal trainer or ex-professional athlete or whatever. Someone might deem to have more credibility or right to be there.
I think it's important as well. Like for me personally, when I post about my fitness stuff and I don't post stuff where I'm telling people this is how you should do the deadlift. Like I don't know all that. I don't push that knowledge. I don't know that knowledge. I just push out me working hard and hopefully that inspires someone. Like I'm not there to teach someone about, as I said, like how to do certain techniques. But also the content's never like condescending. You're never punching up or down. You're just focused on yourself. Like you're not going, oh, I've just completed sub 25K, therefore everyone else should be doing that. Yeah. I'd say as well, like, before I got into the fitness thing, I've always played football, so I've always ran and whatnot and started cycling during lockdown, like I think a lot of people. But I wasn't until the gym opened by me, your gym, where I actually got into proper strength training. So I think without Marchon Stratford, I probably wouldn't be doing a lot of this now. So I owe it a lot, actually.
There's a soundbite, get that clip. You also came down to Marchon HQ and we did on the runner, we did let's see how far we can run at the pace of Kipchoge's marathon.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a fucking cool idea. That was actually a cool piece of content.
Yeah, sick.
Again, it goes back to this ideation thing, like, right, are you coming up with, obviously the strategy is to come up with things that are topical and challenge based. We've also talked about you just kind of like following your passion through it. But are you sitting down and going, okay, this is my passion. Here's what the kind of the industry or other people or the community are kind of maybe looking and thinking about, and then you're creating all these different series, and then just reaching out to someone and go, okay, he's my guy for the Marchon crew, the people we're going to go do this with.
I mean, I don't know what your process is, but for me, we sit and work out a lot of videos for our second channel, which is way more almost topical and food related. But for the main channel, it's weird. Like you can sit and think of all these ideas, and we got a list of ideas that we're slowly working through. But it's crazy. Like the ones that have done the best over the last few years have just been the ones that have just popped up like that, like last minute without any thought, and you just film it so quick, and it just works out, which is weird. Like you can spend so much time planning a video and it do really poorly. Or you can just wing a video and it just does absolutely amazing. Yeah. So mine are very sporadic. I definitely feel like I'm winging a lot, which is kind of weird to say.
We actually said this on the train here. We were like, when he asks us a question, what do we say? Like we've winged this entire process to get here.
But I have many.
No, it's good though, because like I think like gut instinct is like the element of fun, like stuff that you're interested in. Yeah. The ability, like, and maybe use the example of you coming down to us. It's like cool. You came to our gym. It's an opportunity for like to. It's like the podcast, opportunity to get in front of each other and just like chat shit or get an opportunity to train together and create some content around it. I think it's kind of winging it, but the loose strategy is follow something I'm interested in and do it alongside other people and see if there's like that, the osmosis of my community and their community can help them drive more views. And
I think as well, if I ever do have an idea of a video and I think it's a good one, I will write it down no matter what. Yeah. Because the worst thing you could do is just forget an idea and you know it's going to be a banger. And actually the majority of them come when I'm either in the shower or sleeping.
Yeah, it's clarity of thoughts, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think much. But
when you're sleeping, so you wake up and you're like, oh, I dreamt of that.
Yeah, and I'll write it down.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only time my mind thinks when I'm asleep.
My process is a little bit different in terms of I'll probably go through a lot more vetting than Theo will for his ideas. Certainly because he has a second channel, which gives him a little bit more freedom to be like, well, if that doesn't do well, I can just pivot to something else.
Whereas like your main channel, I don't use my TikTok at all, and Sam just like throws stuff up on it. Yeah, because he's like, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's not brand degrading. Like no one's going to see it, and like.
But you could
like painful.
But certainly the way that we see our main channels, there's a threshold to what is considered good enough, if that makes sense. Whereas second channels, it's almost like we'll just throw stuff at a wall, and if it sticks, we'll make that into a series, or we'll
Also, I think we've been doing this so long. I can see a title for my main channel. I'll just know if it's going to do well or not. Yeah, it's something you can just tell if it's going to do well or not. But I wish I had like your setup at the gym. Like you talk about TikTok, right? There's so much you can do on TikTok.
There is.
You could different lift challenges.
Set up a little consultancy then. Let me pay you for some insights.
So you could do so much. Like you have like the best facility in the UK.
Yeah.
Another soundbite. And you could do stuff every day.
Yeah.
Like even member challenges.
It's not even time taxing either. Like you could get 15 bits of content filmed in 30 minutes and they all pop. Yeah.
But also, it depends what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean,
If you don't want to do it, don't do it, because otherwise you'll experience burnout.
I don't want to do it, but I know that there's people in the business that want to do it and people that could do it and will have more kind of, they do it a better job than I would. We spoke about the burnout piece. We spoke about how diligent you guys are with it, and we've also referenced the fact that like a lot of the content you're making now is based around a hobby or a passion or something that's like you've been led through the injury and what have you. That doesn't. So let's say for example the football, then the golf, then the gym training. Like these are all kind of outlets that are obviously going to help you mentally and physically, but you're also having to create content around them. So how the fuck do you switch off from content creation if you're in a creator economy where everything has to be documented?
Well, I did exactly that. I pivoted into something else which I enjoyed a bit more because I was feeling those exact things you've just said whilst making FIFA. Like I couldn't bear the thought of getting up in the morning, playing the game without I know that I'd just been filming 12 hours before. It's so demoralizing and draining. So for me, I'm in the early stages of still enjoying me finding my feet in the fitness industry as a fitness content creator. So probably I'm not the best to ask, but you've been doing what you've done for like 10 years.
Which is on that, do people follow you from FIFA to
they have some have transitioned across with me,
some collateral damage of people that just
of course, or they grow up and they enjoyed me for the subject matter that was the game. Don't enjoy me enough to follow me enough to in the lifestyle area of things. But no, it's been a great transition. I'm on this podcast.
Yeah. In order to be successful, you've almost got to. Obviously, there's a minimum effective dose, right? Because you need to be able to keep the lights on and pay your bills. But you've got to just follow with the same intention of, I love creating content, but I'm only going to be able to show up each morning and do it if I'm doing it, like documenting something that I'm passionate about and that's like serving my life right now. And that's got to be the North Star. You've just got to, I guess, singular focus on that piece rather than going, okay, how do I convert all these FIFA fans across to across the
I think keeping the health side of fitness as the priority rather than the career side of fitness is probably the best way that I'd navigate what I do. Like I still prioritize training first and then filming the training after, if that that approach to things. What about you?
I don't really have an off, I would say, which is, and when I do have an off, it takes a long time to turn off, if that makes sense. Like if we ever go on holiday, it takes me like 3 days before I can actually like relax.
Are you filming content when you're away?
Sometimes, yeah. There's certain holidays we go on where it's like there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Like
who says there's nothing? You or the missus?
Both of us. Well, okay. I it's normally, to be honest, actually, it's not who says it. We just like I need it.
Yeah.
Like I actually need that break. I've realised that like recently, is the moment I wake up, the moment I go to sleep, it's just always on. Like there's sometimes I'll come home and I just can't actually talk. I'm like that. I don't know if you find that. Like
absolutely.
I get home and I'm just like, and Jodie's just like, brilliant.
We spoke about this prior, didn't we? It's a career that's incredible because it gives you so much freedom.
100%.
But in the flexibility is you're always able to work. So you only basically can switch off when you give yourself the time to.
It's been made even worse though for both of you because it was like monetize the YouTube episodes, monetize a podcast. But now you're getting your own brand deals. So now there's going to be deliverables of like, okay, I'm sponsored by this supplement brand or this clothing brand or this sports brand. I've got to show up here or do that. It's almost it's obviously your demise of your own success here, and it is very difficult when you're your own boss. You are the business to create those boundaries. And
I think that's why, like, I know, like, you know me, I'm like 5 minutes late to everything, right? Maybe a little bit longer today.
Mate, you were 45 minutes late.
Yeah, I said push it to 3 though, and you didn't relay that.
You said push it to 3 as we got on the train platform.
No, I messaged you this morning. Voice notes, check them back.
Okay, right.
Listen, anyways, my point is like, I'm really trying, but I find like there's just not enough time. Like I feel like Jodie always says this to me. She's like, there's always a rush. Like when I come in the house, there's always a rush. Like why can't you just like take a sec? I feel like I'm always rushing, and no matter how often I leave early enough, it's always just like 110 mile an hour.
But what's the motivator for more though? Is it financial? Is it just like
no, it's not. It's just that is the purpose right now. Like the purpose is just to go 100 mile an hour.
I don't think that way. You think differently to me in that aspect, don't you?
Yeah. Go, or it's.
Has it always been like that?
You've. I think. Well, for the duration I've known you, you've always been.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
foot on the accelerator.
Maybe last 5 years it's been like that, probably. But it's also the reason why I'm not. Well, don't get me wrong. I burn out. I actually get ill. It's actually true. Do you ever
just work until you're ill?
I work until I'm ill.
Yeah,
then I take 2 days off, and then I go back. But I'd say the thing that just hiring has just helped me like try and prevent that as much as possible. Like pitch side takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Backside I just turn up and be talent because that's what I like. My own stuff, like my Ben and Kane are just brilliant. They look after it, and then Seb and Darryl, my managers, look after everything as well. So we're fortunate, and I think you're the same. We're in a position where everything sort of runs itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I have noticed with this Ironman training, obviously I thought I was busy before it, and then you add 16 hours a week of training.
Yes.
That it's just about the time management is just honestly impossible. Like for example, today I was like taking my accountant to meeting on a line bike because that's literally the only time I could fit them in the day, which is not what you want really. But I think after this Ironman, those 16, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have so much time.
You'll feel that.
But it'll be filled immediately, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm excited to be filled with hopefully making YouTube videos again. But it's going to feel weird. Yeah.
Do you think about like, I think again, I think you've already answered the question, but do you think about hard stops other than when you're on holiday infrequently a couple of times a year? Like Sundays are going to be my day just to do nothing, or this time of the day is when I'm going to do my deep work, or just like fuck around and not even think about work, or is it just every moment?
Do you know what? I wouldn't necessarily have ever planned. Like every now and again I find, oh, what the hell? Like Thursday morning, I've actually got nothing. So
running by his calendar.
Yes. Yeah, literally. Like I just like random one morning I wake up like, oh, what the hell? This is empty. So we can chill. Or when I get in the evenings, I very much like to just do nothing if possible.
Are you open to change that?
Not at the moment.
Because you are smart, and you are a high performer.
I agree with him. Why are you smirking at me?
You're a high performer, right? Because you wouldn't get to where you got to. But if you speak to anyone that talks about just like, and again, I listened to Mr. Beast on Steven, it's obvious that like the level of obsession that guy has, there is no room for anything else, and he's the same. He just works himself till he's ill, and then he just like lie down for a minute and goes again. So I suppose if you're trying to be at that level, those outliers, that's what's required.
I definitely know I need to what's the word?
You know, you get repetitive strain injury from football.
Yeah. That caused my hip surgery.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. You work so hard that you're ill for a few days. Like, you're smart enough to know that maybe there needs to be some hard stops in. Yeah,
I know. I definitely need to. I know there's a hire I want to make, which will alleviate a lot of that. And I think on a personal point of view, especially with like Jodie, I need to, when I get in, try and remove both. If that makes sense, I need to just like slow down. But you know, when you, it's very hard to slow down when you're going so fast all the time.
Yeah, completely.
I don't echo those sentiments. I think I have a bit more balance in terms of when I can switch off to when it's go mode to Theo. But I don't know if this is weird me saying this, but I have a dog, and I feel like that helps a lot because as soon as when I get in, it's just like that I'm present in the moment with my pet.
I think that's a fair point. I was very much. I mean, I'm still like you in a large. We've got a team now of over 40 people, so there is like a delegation and a sharing of workload. But I still like to think I'm still have the same mindset like I did back in 2016 in terms of like my work ethic. But I was very much like you, burnt out around the same kind of age. As soon as you have kids, like this is just a different perspective. I don't necessarily think it's like a kids thing for you. It's just like you do start to soften the edges a little bit because you realise that if you have got to fill the cup in a few different places, like there needs to be energy in there to be able to do that. Lauren, as an example, it sounds like you've got a pretty good partner in crime, to help you do what you're doing.
Yeah.
She was very much almost just like she knew how much it meant to me to be successful in rugby or to be successful in the business, that she kind of just allowed it to happen, and allow me to sort of like push myself off a cliff at times. But the kids, it's not like, I don't think she necessarily allowed me, she just gave me space to do it. Whereas now with the kids, like, it's not that they're allowing you or not allowing you, but they've just given me a completely different perspective or viewpoint on what I'm doing. What sort of role have your kind of families and partners played in this? Because it's quite a unique situation to be in. I'm going to be a content creator.
100%.
And I'm going to make money from doing it.
Mine were quite reserved about the initial
dropping out of Loughborough Uni for that is dropping out, doing medicine for Loughborough Uni is
but I mean, naturally, given where I am and how much I love my family and stuff now, they've always supported me through pretty much everything. But there was one moment where I bought my mum and dad a Christmas present to like a holiday abroad, and they were like, okay, maybe he's actually doing all right for himself, we just let him fly. I can't ask for a better support network. I've got a fiance who is like the greatest woman on the planet, and then I mean, even my support network extends to like my actual direct friends, not even my family. So, and they're within the industry, so they can help me with any endeavor that actually matters business-wise as well.
I mean, for me, I would say that I started doing way better on YouTube when I met Jodie, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I think she pushed me as well, which I'd credit her with a lot of success, especially in the last 4 years. Mum and dad are great. They're biggest supporters. Mum actually still does like a bit of work for me as well. So like we always say, so she's helped me a lot with like finances over the last few years. And like she has access to all my calendar and everything, because if like the calendar, my Google Calendar is basically like gospel. Because like I could be in Spain, I could be in England. I don't know where, she knows where I am at all times, which is great. Other than that, it's just mainly friends.
Yeah. Well, my dad's retired and he literally watches every episode of Pitchside that's ever been released.
And
has absolutely
cool for him,
I think that's one way of them reconnecting with me, even if it's not necessarily in person, is it?
Yeah.
Because I do slack on visiting family as much as I should.
Oh, but you don't though.
I do.
No,
Context, maybe
he does it every weekend. He's back in Leicester.
That's not true. That's not true.
Every time I message you, like, I'm on the train with the dog taking up to Leicester.
To drop them off so I can go on holiday.
You should visit them.
Yeah.
I've not been back to see them in months.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
You can pick flaws in everything you do, can't you? So
we've discussed some of the brand deals. Obviously, you're wearing some of the merch right now. They probably come thick and fast over previous more recent years. Sorry. How do you approach it then for young people that are getting the success, they're getting deals come in? Because often big brands will use people like us as commodity just to do this for us, and we're just foot soldiers. Do you approach it from a long, and again, it's context dependent, are you looking to get the mortgage for the house, in which time you might need quick cash, whatever it may be, but do you approach it from a long-term vision perspective? How are you viewing your careers and these opportunities? Is it long-term, build the brand, always think that way, or is there certain things you maybe going, here's a paid job, I'll do that?
I think it's changed over the last few years. I think financially it's allowed me to change. Don't know about you, like back in the day it would be yes to everything. No matter, like, Raid Shadow Legends.
What's that?
It's an iPhone app.
Sponsor everyone. Like realistically, I've probably not sat there playing that game all the time. But ultimately,
you're gonna tell people you are.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, like I needed the money. This, I needed the money. Like it's not gonna lie. Yeah. But like it was a fun game. Yeah, but sometimes you get to the point in your life where you actually just need the cash. Like you need to make a living, right? I'm now fortunate enough that I now want to work with brands on more of a longer term basis to actually, rather than just do a one-off transaction, you actually want to build a partnership with them, right? Yeah. Which I think is a way better way of working with brands. And even if it is a one-off partnership, it will be with a brand that I actually A, use, B, like, or C, just like, they're a good company to. I want to get to know them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed over the last few years.
And it has to be synergist with what you do as a content creator as well, right? Has to support what you still believe. Otherwise, it's going back to the authenticity thing again. But I've probably said no to more brand deals in the last sort of 6 months than my entire period of game.
But we're in the position to say no to
of course.
What's your vetting process? You said sort of ABC, it's brands that you're aligned with, you use the product, obviously the deal needs to commercially make sense, but Is there anything else that you're thinking about? Why are you saying no to some of these deals?
They just don't suit the content that I'm putting out as a creator. And I think that if I've changed my content into something that is more resemblant to what I truly believe in and what I'm passionate about, then also the brands that I work with should follow suit as well. I can't be jumping into the fitness industry and then still be, bringing on. I can't think of a good example.
Anyone. But like, I feel like you and I, the partners we work with now, I use everything I work with.
Yeah.
Like, I use something.
You have to embody what you say, otherwise people will never take you seriously, I think.
Yeah. You've obviously both got subject matter expertise in the content creation side, right? Because you've done the 10,000 hours in it. I think the content you've been creating is like followed by a passion. You've obviously both got multiple businesses now around it. Why have you not started a brand or a business or a...
Great question, Ollie Marchon. We've
talked about one for ages.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
It's still just in the works, isn't it? Like,
I have a separate one as well I've been thinking about doing.
Oh, he's not told you about it.
I don't want to say, I'll tell you off camera. It's a bit of a rogue one, to be honest. But I think it's for me, like, I'm not, in my head, I'm not a businessman, so I don't know where the hell you start. So for me, if I'm ever going to do something, I need someone alongside me who can get shit done, because I'm so busy with everything else. If I'm going to make something my own, I need to commit 100%. I'm just not ready to do that. But I need to find the time to be ready to do that. So I need to somehow drop something to put 100% in, if that makes... Does that sense for you? Or?
Yeah, well, just going back to the actual question itself, I think like we've spent so long building a brand that if we were ever to create a product or, something that's a branch away from content itself, people probably would jump on that, invest. They've spent so much time getting to know us that it is a great idea, and we probably should continue putting work into doing it. But
I'm seeing if there's an investment opportunity, boy.
Well, likewise.
Most people, because I think most people probably skip the steps that you guys have gone through in terms of like building your personal brand and being super relatable and giving as much as you have, and just like try and sell shit straight away. I think it is certainly more difficult for you guys, although not necessarily, because the barrier to entry around like whether it's a product or service is so low. Like it doesn't. You can. You said you're not necessarily a businessman. I'd argue the opposite. I think everything decision you're making is very much like a businessman would make it. So I think it's just maybe about just trying to, in the journeys that you've got, i.e., fitness had such a profound impact on your hip, and now transforming not only your content but how you are physically. Thinking about either a product or service that's fundamentally you would want. There's a gap there in the stuff that you're passionate about, and
100%
bring it to market. Just talking on fitness a little bit more, aside from like the fitness content side of things, what's it do for you? I know you're super into it, but what's fitness kind of done for you?
I think it keeps me in a pretty level headspace, which I always find is probably important for me because I'm in there quite a lot.
How many days a week you train?
At 7. I mean, I train 7 days a week pretty much, but obviously one of them will be a lot lighter than the rest of them. What format that is has changed over the years. At the moment, obviously, I'm training for the same marathon you are, so it's a lot of running. But yeah, I can't describe how important it is to me.
Gets you out of your own head.
I'm definitely a different person on a day that I haven't trained to the day that I have.
I can relate.
So, yeah.
And would you say it's very much, obviously you train for the marathon, very much performance focused, like goal orientated in that sense?
Currently it is. Yeah. Currently it is. I was under the toxic pressure of being an aesthetic person first, and then performance second. But I think over the years I've slowly sort of
running
shifted
changes that though.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my understanding of fitness is like still growing. I've got so much to learn. So
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
I think if anyone ever says that they don't have anything to learn, it's like that's a sign to stay away from them.
Yeah.
Mine's almost the opposite to you. When you were aesthetic, I've never been aesthetic. I like food too much. Like I couldn't care less what body fat percentage I was.
Never felt pressure though from being under the public eye about it?
Never.
Particularly as you cross over into fitness?
Never.
That's good.
I've definitely seen my old photo of myself where I'm looking a bit podgy in the face and maybe I probably need to lose it a little bit. But I've never desired a six pack. I've never wanted that. For me, it's all about performance. Like the amount of injuries I've had, I just need to be in the shape where I can play football, I can do these things. For me, it's all about longevity and health. Like my goal is to be a 50-year-old who can go do a half Ironman. Like I would just love to do that. I think you have longevity. Like I've had some heart problems. Like the fitter I am, the longer I'm going to live.
Yeah, the buffer.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood. But
I also think, not to blow Theo's trumpet for him, but he's probably the best person I know at absorbing comments and criticism. And I think if you're on social media...
Am I getting this right? And like one of you used to get bantered the whole time?
probably me.
Oh yeah, it's almost definitely Theo. If that's what is that Sam told you that one?
Yeah, mate, I think you told me.
From the stream.
Yeah.
Still do.
But
You just love it.
no, just great at.
I reckon I get told to kill myself every day.
That's not what I was implying, but I mean, like, but I mean, like,
No,
but I mean, like, you taking your
No.
stuff to social media. If you're slightly out of shape and someone goes, "Oh, mate, you look so bad,"
yeah, that's good.
it's just water off a duck's back for you. Whereas previously for me, I probably cared a lot. Maybe
care
two.
so- yeah,
No,
so
less so now. But like, certainly in the period where I was aesthetic, I would only upload stuff that I knew would be appreciated by other people because of the pressure of knowing what people would say if I wasn't.
But we have this thing with Reeve on the show. Where
It's a meme now, though. It's not a...
Oh, it's not. It's like
It is.
Reeve replies to comments.
I haven't replied to anything in
I
like
think
a
reply
year.
to comments is fine. But you did. Maybe you
Did,
less
yeah,
now.
yeah.
He'd always reply to like negative comments and like try and argue against them. And we always used to say to him, "What are you doing? You're feeding what these people want."
Yeah.
So
Rule number one is just don't argue with people.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
you can never. I never reply to comments ever, unless they're funny. But the hate comes with it.
Exactly. It's endearing to know that that you've got thick skin as well.
Well, if I didn't have thick skin,
Yeah.
someone,
Don't say that.
On that note, is there anything you've done on camera that like, obviously can't be lost from the internet that you're just like, fuck, how do we, if it's a live stream or something?
Oh, there's plenty of semi-cancelable moments that...
Really?
Yeah, 100%. We've got an archive of...
obviously, I went for it. Yeah.
That could be the end of it.
In the 2021 Ibiza days, there was too much sharing online.
You filmed
Yeah.
yourself in Ibiza?
No, we like the stories. We shared too many stories from like.
Even
party days are like-
even the podcast gets cut down, which I imagine happens to this as well. A lot of our edits.
No, we very rarely edit anything out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We sometimes have to.
yes, sometimes it's an obligation.
You've got people to
Yeah.
keep happy. I
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely overshared. We've definitely had moments where, well, to be fair, some of the more crazy stuff that's happened on camera has actually probably helped us.
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of like virality. Like we had an incident on pitch side where Tom, one of the co-hosts, like snapped his arm in half. And that was pretty horrific and on a friendship point of view, wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
like kind of traumatic. But he took it like an absolute champ. But it was like he's got this fucking scar all the way down there now, like life-changing event essentially.
But it went global.
It went global. Like
Yeah.
it grew the podcast. Obviously, I regret it ever happening.
Yeah.
But the outcome of it, actually, you can turn a negative into a huge positive if you can look
That's
at it
nice,
in that
man.
kind of way.
That's good.
You obviously you referenced there where you've gone viral on it. You spoke earlier about worrying more about views than subscribers. How much do you focus on the viral nature of content now versus creating a video that genuinely you're going to enjoy doing? Or are you trying to find that sweet spot where it's going to be both? Because surely with the volume of stuff you're doing, it's
My
never-
spectrum's way more towards creating stuff that I think offers value than virality now.
What if you went so like value driven, education led, whatever, and just like no one watches it? So what stage you give up?
Again, it's as I say, it is a spectrum. So if it ever got to a stage where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really achieving what I want to in terms of metrics, I'd probably shift it back the other way.
But you're still helping someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even if it's
That's a
through
deep answer for you.
even if it's through entertainment alone, I suppose. Like,
But there's definitely a balancing act, I'd say.
yep.
For me, the main channel now is, I'm creating. I'm in a position where I'm hoping that if I'm creating something a lot of the videos I make now are very much YouTube videos for YouTube, but then I also have like the Ironman, which is very much for me, and I'm hoping that people can still relate to that, and they will relate to that. Like the half Ironmans I've done, not necessarily YouTube-esque videos, are they?
Yeah.
Like you've done similar, well, you do a lot of it. They're not YouTube-esque videos, but people can get a lot of value from it. And I think that will hopefully correspond into more viewership.
You said the Ironman's for you. How much, on a percentage, how much is the Ironman for you versus the Ironman telling a story for you, for your channel?
Say it's 70% for me. Oh, maybe 70% for me, 30% for the audience, I'd say. I didn't realise how important it was for the audience until the one I did last year, the half Ironman, when I was meeting people in the race saying, I'm racing this because of you. And I was like, shit, that's kind of actually crazy. And like the amount of messages I get saying, I've just done this because of you, I've signed up to this because of you. That's when I realised, I actually do have a responsibility to hopefully keep inspiring people.
Yeah.
How do you maintain that responsibility beyond the Ironman? What's next?
I know what's next for me.
You can't say yet.
It's just like different events.
More of the same.
But
do
also,
you go longer? Do you make it harder?
No, I'm going shorter.
Okay.
Because I think so many people fall into the trap of getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but it's not about getting bigger and bigger. You know, there's so many different ways you can do it. There's so many different targets you can do. I'm fortunate that I love doing, like for me, if I'm training, I have to have a goal. If I don't have an event or a goal, I just won't be in the gym, which is bad, but I need something to work towards all the time. So it works well for me to keep having these storylines.
See, I find, I like hearing it, but I find that crazy. Like if someone
I'm the opposite.
16 hours a week, but without the goal of doing the Ironman, you wouldn't train at all.
I would train, but not to that extent. It holds me accountable to train, for sure. Having the goal holds me accountable.
Yeah.
Which I need someone to hold me accountable.
Do you think there's a level of, you see, you train 7 days a week, and if you weren't doing the YouTube, I think you'd probably still train 7 days a
Absolutely,
week.
yeah.
Is there a level of now it's become who you are as like an identity piece?
I love it. I think I would train for sure, like, you know, the hybrid style training. That's what I enjoy, because I think going to the gym and purely lifting weights can be a bit boring. Whereas if you add in a bit of functional movement, bit of, you know, cardio, it makes it more exciting, doesn't it, when you're in the gym? I would still train, and I'd do it for me, but I wouldn't be doing 16 hours a week. That's excessive for anyone, I think.
That's sport specific though,
That's
isn't it?
very sport specific, yeah. But I would train probably 5 days a week. Like going on a long bike ride is just incredible.
Yeah.
I do that. I absolutely love. You've started doing it recently. It's the best, and you get a nice cinnamon bun and a coffee. It's just like nothing beats
I
it.
haven't done the cinnamon bun bit yet. But
Oh, it's so good. I'd always run as well. For me, running's the best sport, because
That's still a format of training though. You'd still be training each
I'd run
week.
3-4 times a week,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Because the thing what I've learned in this training is like, I just really like swimming recently. It's starting to click for me. I'm starting to enjoy it.
did you start at ground zero with swimming?
Yeah.
That's good to hear, because I know that when I do the Ironman, I'm starting at literally zero.
You are going to do an Ironman.
I will do it eventually. Like
Swimming is.
if I died and hadn't done an Ironman,
Do you know which one you want to do, or
I'd probably go for one that's like an experience, probably outside the country, and
There's some really cool ones out
yeah.
there.
I can swim. Like I
could
can't,
swim,
but I can't Ironman swim.
I could swim, but you can't swim. Like I had adult swimming lessons.
Yeah, that's what I would.
I'm having.
And actually, I think I'd enjoy that, because again, the ability to, it's a bit like jiu-jitsu for me, like the ability to learn a skill at the age in which you're at and be like excuse the quote, but the white belt is it's
I think your jiu-jitsu will help you massively with that, because it's the most technical out of the three sports. Like you can go and swim for half an hour as many times as you want, but you're not going to get quicker unless you improve technically and learn how to breathe. Like the breathing is the biggest thing for the swimming. But the reason why I just don't really like it is because there's just so much aggro with it.
with the swimming.
Yeah, like with the run, you put on your trainers, you go.
Yeah.
With the bike, you put on your
Barrier to
shoes and you
entry
go.
exercise.
It's like a little bit, it can be a bit aggro depending on where you live, or you go on your indoor trainer. Swimming, you have to
Find a pool.
pack your bag, you have to drive to the pool, you have to walk to the pool, you have to get out, you have to get changed. Then you have to go in the pool, then you get out and get changed again. You have to dry, you have to shower. And like an hour swim is 2 hours. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing it a lot, it is very just like, oh, when will this end?
Particularly because you've got the skill acquisition as well as like putting the effort in, whereas running, you just
you run more. Run more, you get fitter.
Yeah.
You can swim as much as you want, but if you're swimming like this the whole time, you're not going to get better. Like,
it's not a linear input output, is it?
No. So having lessons with that is interesting. I'm excited.
What's after the Berlin Marathon?
I want to do John O'Groats to Land's End on bike.
No, not you as well.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot. That's big.
Yeah. Probably for charity. So
nice.
That's the aim. Transition from running to on the bike, which I think is a little bit easier for me. I'm more a proficient cyclist than I am runner. So
nice.
You're a good runner.
Do you think is there a shelf life for you guys being the main character in this stuff? It's probably linked back to like how do you monetize beyond YouTube being the face of the. Is there, or do you think like because I remember
it's tough to know because we're currently just in. I don't want to use the quote, but like we're in the golden days at the moment.
Yeah.
We don't know when they're going to.
How do you know you're in the golden days?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I remember being a PT or coming into the fitness industry, going like, "Who's the 40-year-old personal trainer? What is it? What are they like? Are they on the gym floor at 6 a.m. delivering coaching? I want to see what the future maybe looks like."
I have this argument with Jodie all the time. She's like, "Oh, you're not doing another Ironman next year or another half." Because I get it, like it's so much time away from people, right, and your family. So it's more of a toll on them than it is actually on you. Like, but also like, but at the same time, like right now, being a quote unquote athlete is actually my job right now. So I need to put in the time now to get the reward for the future. But at the same time, I've now realised that actually, I love it. This is who I am, and I am going. Whether I make content or not, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Maybe not to the extent of what it is right now, and I'll bring it back and actually make it more of like a lifestyle rather than just like 150% right now. But this is who I am now. I'm always going to do
I live your life like a full-time athlete.
It's not my question, is it?
He looks to you.
I'd say
what
so.
do you think?
No, with the diet.
You just reference yourself as an athlete.
I do and I don't. I could definitely do more. I do in terms of mentally, physically and training, and I fuel correctly for everything. But if I was an athlete, I'd probably be way more stricter with my diet. I'm under the impression of I'm having that donut. Like that donut's not killing me. Like I burn so many calories, it's fine. But a nutritionist will tell me, like, oh, it's going in your cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't fucking care. I'm going to eat that. I love it. Well, I'm going to not eat that donut because...
I mean, to be fair, you rocked up with a Costa baguette.
And a cake.
But,
Yeah.
but that's the point, like, I barely eat. I need to eat. I'm burning so many calories. You burn a lot of calories a day. It's something you need to. You eat. I know you eat a lot better than I. But convenience is key sometimes for me, and I just have to get the calories in at the moment because I'm burning so many.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm not casting shade on the nutrition. I like the fact that you now refer to yourself in this phase of your life as an athlete. I think it's cool. I had someone on the podcast the other week who was a club promoter, now turned triathlete, just qualified for the world champs, and like
amazing.
He refers to himself as an athlete, and the deals that he's getting are all about him doing the triathlon.
Just to circle back to your original question though, like if you'd have asked, how old are you when you started YouTube?
18.
Okay, and 21-year-old me, that we'd still be doing this, even in a different form of what we originally started at. It'd be like
didn't think about it.
Yeah, different language almost. Yeah.
I was every year doing YouTube. I thought it was going to be my last.
Really?
Up until about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Did you think about what you'd do if you weren't YouTubing?
I'll be a PE teacher.
Be a PE teacher.
Yeah. I would be. Yeah. But now the thing I love about training is it's your purpose as well, right? If you train well, you're going to do well in everything.
We spoke about some investments that you made.
Mm-hmm. Why
did you make those investments?
I saw the potential in Runner when it was very, very small, and it got to the point where you work with all these brands on this one-off transactional thing, and actually, if I want to work with Runner, this brand, I want to be a part of it. If I'm incentivized with equity, I'm going to do way more output than if it was a one-off transaction. I wanted to be a part of it. I saw the vision. I met Ben. I thought, this guy he's motivated. The way he talks, he's so passionate about it. I want to be a part of this. And that's when I asked to join, and they were lucky and they held a spot for me. I'm so glad I did, because it's gone from like the amount of subscribers they had when I joined was so minimal compared to now, and I've seen that growth and I've been part of that growth. So I think being a part of something is way better than having a brand deal here and there, because you're invested in it yourself.
Quite literally, yeah.
Yeah, you literally are invested in it.
I mean, all these, you referenced earlier that you don't think you're a businessman. All the things you're talking about equity in a business, like all the way you're thinking is very much like a a business owner, an entrepreneur. Yeah, and again, like you said, there, it's way better than having a brand deal. Like it begs the question to start to build something of your own beyond these channels. What about you? Investments and things you think about, that kind of thing?
Not to the success that Theo's had with his, but
I mean, that's a pretty like
It's an outlier.
yeah, it's an outlier.
It is an outlier, no.
Great bit of technology, great founders behind it,
Yeah.
running on a massive boom.
Yeah.
The Strava acquisition, like Strava, obviously like flying right now. It's a perfect storm, right?
100%.
I think if a lot of the time, well, certainly in my experience of investing, you're investing in the people behind the product or brand. I don't know if that's necessarily the case for you with Ben, or if it was like you invested in Runner because you saw the potential in Runner, or you invested in Runner because of...
They had a great product with a great CEO.
Yeah, everything aligned.
Do you know what I
Yeah. That's the same for me. For stuff that I've actually invested in, it's you invest in the person that's pushing the actual brand itself, I think.
It's definitely opened the doors for more opportunities now, I found. Like now I'm actively looking for the next one. And there's a couple now that is happening right now, and I actively believe in them and I want to be a part of it. So and now it's quite exciting as well.
Anything, is it software businesses, fitness businesses, or is
It's actually a friend's business, which is even better, right? Because you believe, you know that this person is putting everything into this company, you're seeing it doing well, and they've come to you for this investment. You know, you have a proper friendship bond of trust in them. You know, they're not going to screw you over. And
Win-win.
It's a win-win, yeah. And I believe in them. If you believe in something, I think you should go for it.
Yeah.
Bit of a tangent, but I've seen you do some crazy things with the football.
And that's not a question directed at me. I know that for a fact.
No, I've not seen you do any, but if you have,
Great centre half. Great centre half.
you're clearly quite gifted as a footballer, right?
I'm okay. Yeah, I never know how to answer this.
Don't be modest. Just answer.
I don't like. Yeah, it's. I played a lot when I was young. So when I was.
Did you want to be a footballer?
That's all I wanted to be. I was at Brighton for a while on trial, and then I was at Palace on trial. Then they offered me a development contract when I was 17, which meant it's not like you're going to be a professional footballer, right? It's a development contract, so you have to learn alongside playing in their academy. You have to do your BTECs or whatever it was at the time, and it meant moving to Croydon. And I was just about to go to university, so it was either I go for this development contract, move to Croydon, or I go to university. And to be honest,
You chose to go to university to study to be a PE teacher.
yeah. And I started doing YouTube, and I thought, am I going to make it in football? No. Let's be honest, right?
It's very mature.
Chances are I'm not going to make it. And I'm glad I made that decision, because I've achieved more in football doing YouTube
And you would as a
than I would.
footballer.
I talked about it this morning actually with a friend. Like, if I'd gone the Crystal Palace route, I wouldn't have made it. I'll be doing whatever. I chose this route. I've got a hat trick at Wembley Stadium. I've got more goals at Wembley than Lionel Messi.
As a soundbite.
Yeah, come on. So it's like, I'm just glad I made that decision. Like, yes, I know. So I have friends. I know people who got to the under 23s. Like, you get under 23s. You should be playing men's football. Released, gone.
Yeah.
Gone from the world of football. It's a cruel sport. There's so many people who think they're going to make it and they don't.
It's the same as my journey at sports science at Loughborough. I've done more in sport than I reckon 95% of the people that graduate with that degree have done, which is crazy to think about, but that's what our career offers us in terms of opportunities.
Let's finish with that you said they're playing some of the biggest games in front of the crazy crowds. That's got to be fucking surreal, playing with some, famous players at Wembley, scoring goals.
Yeah.
When, like you said, at 17, you decided not to be a footballer.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, this is going to sound such like I'm such a cocky twat, but it feels so normal when you're actually playing with them in a weird way, because when you speak to them, you realise they're just normal humans, they're normal guys, and when you're playing on the pitch, you're so focused on the game and you haven't banded with everyone else. Yeah, you forget about the stadium. It isn't until you maybe get the ball and like the running or you score or whatever, but it feels so normal when you're out there. And it's such a bizarre, like really bizarre feeling. I can't describe it. It's just
first one's different.
Yeah, first
one's different.
Yeah.
You try and absorb as much as you can, like every scream, every shout. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? It's imposter syndrome to the max. But like, without sounding crazy, after like 2 or 3, you get desensitized to the feeling of being there. I think
you also become like a leader to the guys who are doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
So because you've been there and done it,
like the senior pros.
Yeah. Exactly, like the experienced ones. But your focus isn't really on the crowd and the atmosphere and whatnot. The focus is on this guy's really nervous. Like you need to try and just like calm him down. Like we had in the game this year, Sketch, the goalie. He's the really short guy. He saved a penalty in the penalty shootout. Like he conceded 9 goals, but he actually did really well. He was so nervous before the game. He was like shaking. He threw up in the toilets. And like this guy is like one of the biggest streamers in the world, but he's never done this before, so he's shitting himself. So your focus is on him. Like you almost don't have the time to think about what you're actually about to do, and you have this weird confidence of like, yeah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to score. You have to have that, otherwise you go out there, be a bit timid and get injured, or you're too scared to touch the ball. You have to go out there with confidence.
Is it like when it comes around to like this year's one or next year's one, whenever it is it like a selection process? Is there pressure on it, or is it like a given now because you're at a certain level as YouTubers you're in?
There's always a selection process, but like you can expedite yourself to the top of the list.
What, by just being friendly with the who's making?
No, as in like by performing well in the previous year, by keeping up on top of your content for the duration between.
The team?
Oh, it's for the Sidemen Train Match is the Sidemen and
yeah, it's a collective basis of theirs.
Yeah,
but like I didn't think I was playing in this game this year. I got asked 2 weeks before, was it? It was very last minute, so it's like no one's spot is really safe. I'd say it's just
you can help the process of being picked. Like you scoring a hat-trick last year is probably going to help you for next year's selection.
Hopefully,
yeah,
if there is a next year.
Yeah, if there is a next year,
yeah.
Let's close on what you think the landscape looks like for the next few years then on YouTube in particular.
I mean, with pitch side, I think you and I are very much on the case of this season's huge for us. Like we've just had our biggest month ever in terms of revenue and views, metric wise. And
what do you spend? So I don't necessarily need to tell me the revenue, but what do you spend to get your biggest month ever?
Such a businessman.
Yeah,
I know. But like we're just doing the conversation and it's immediately like, how is this broken down?
To me, everything is like.
Yeah, I know.
It's different. It's so different. It's different to you also because you talk about if you need to sell more product, you need to buy more product, you need to make more products, you need to spend more. Whereas us, we can get a bigger revenue, bigger views by creating better content for free. We get better titles. We've made in pre-season we made a conscious effort of doing more short form content, and it's paid off massively. That's not cost us any money.
Yeah, or additional subject matter, i.e., like doing extra for another 20 minutes, like the TikTok ideas we were on about. Obviously, it probably doesn't produce the same results, but we could spend another 20 minutes in the studio
just talking about stuff and putting it out as like a
absolutely.
So okay, I get that, but like in terms of your OPEX for studio lighting, like what level are we talking?
That's not on us. That's what comes with being under a studio.
Yeah, fine. So you just rock up, pay your rent.
That was us committing to the production company.
But for them, they've got 20 staff.
Oh, it's more than that now.
They've got a lot of costs.
40,
but that's their business model. That's their.
And I suppose can you if you increase the production level, is it like if you increase production level by 10%, 20%, you can probably get a better output in terms.
Well, that's what we're discussing right now. We're looking to take on an extra person, which will cost more. But we think that this season, with the way things are projected, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it making the extra content, especially with the World Cup next year. Like we want to be out there for the whole thing. That's not going to be cheap, but we want to make the investment for that because we feel like we're number 2 in the UK on sports right now, which is the highest we've ever been. We were number 1 on Monday. We've never had that before ever. So we're like, what? It's like when Liverpool won the league last year, right? They're on top and they've spent 300 million or whatever it is. They bought whilst on top. And that's
we don't
exactly
ever
what
want to
they
be
do.
complacent. I think that's
Who's your
the
biggest competition? Not competition, but who you...
it is the overlap, isn't it? I think.
But
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
But also, I also don't see them as competition.
No, because we're not. That's not our.
Like we're behind
thing.
Gary Lineker's podcast right now, but people watch the Gary Lineker podcast, Rest of Football, because they want to hear Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, Gary Lineker talking about football and with a joke, but more of a serious point of view. Whereas for us, we're in such a different lane.
Yeah, the niche we found is not like it's not mutually exclusive to people wanting to listen to actual football content. We've kind of found a different path, which I think is probably why we are so successful, if we can say that.
Yeah. But this year's exciting for us, I think. We want to go for it even more.
Yeah.
Fine. So I use me as the example. Increasing production value is something that when you have the means and the resource to be able to do it, it is something that on this journey you should be looking to try and do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Frequency of uploading, diversity of what you're uploading, longer form, hour long, whatever, 20 minute, distill that down. Volume is important.
Like right now, but this volume, but the level of production in the titles are amazing, the thumbnails are amazing, like the topics we're talking about are very relevant and topical right now. Like we're uploading one podcast a week, but from that podcast we got 4 to 5 YouTube videos a week on YouTube. We upload daily clips on Instagram Reels, daily clips on TikTok, and daily shorts on YouTube Shorts. So there's
talking about more relevant subject matter is completely free, and it doesn't change the amount of time we spend in the studio. We just talk about more appropriate things for what people want to watch.
It's easier to do with football than gym content.
Of course, yeah. I know that he's trying to extract stuff for his own.
No, well, I mean, I am genuinely interested, and any bits that can help me out.
Like with gym content, your longer form stuff could be a bit more serious, a bit more you as a real person, your day-to-day life, and then your short form stuff is like you can gamify anything.
Yeah, grabbing eyeballs.
Yeah, just gamify things.
Quantify what short form means.
TikToks, Instagram Reels,
YouTube Shorts.
Talking 5-15 seconds.
Yeah,
a lot of vertical.
I'd say, but I'd also say like Instagram Reels is people follow you on Instagram for you. They want, so it's maybe a little bit more. You upload stuff on Instagram, which is more you, more real, more raw, running footage, etc. Whereas TikTok is way more.
Yeah, algorithm based.
Like mad. Like TikTok is where you do your gamify stuff. You do your fitness challenges, or you do like who can lift the most in this, who can ski the most in a minute, etc. And Instagram is more serious.
Yeah, it's the personal platform, isn't it?
How many subscribers have you got YouTube?
Me personally is 1.6 million.
Wow.
Me personally, 950k.
Wow.
But when you combine,
but with all of our other channels, like
Pitchside, 320.
What are you going to do with it when you get to 1 million? That's got a huge.
Yeah, I had the idea of buying a watch, and then I could have that as like a sentimental item that I could give to my firstborn child, which I think is quite nice.
That's
that's great.
Adorable, yeah.
Because then I know that that's my memory at that point in my life.
You should
as well.
celebrate your success.
I'm going to, yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
1 million subscribers, that's a big achievement. I keep asking more questions. Do you care that you haven't had much of not I want to say much, but the percentage of people that have followed you across onto Instagram isn't as high? Is that something that you think about?
No.
Do you focus all content energy into YouTube first, and then
I'm
repost on?
I'm primarily a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the time that I spend, whether that's like pre-production, actually making the videos, or post-production, is YouTube form.
So do you think if in order for me to be more successful, I need to take the mindset of I'm a YouTuber rather than, because I'm literally just one platform. I'm just going to post on Instagram.
But you should, if that's the platform you prefer,
that's true.
Focus on that.
Yeah.
And YouTube can take a back seat for now. I would say like you are definitely YouTube focused.
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber.
Whereas I'm YouTube focused, but I'm also TikTok focused. Yeah. Like I make a lot of TikToks. Not necessarily like the crazy ones, but they're in my own style.
How big is your TikTok following?
750,000.
Wow.
So I'm like, I made a conscious effort 4 or 5 years ago to grow my TikTok, because I knew how important it would be. Same with Instagram. So I treat all three very separately. Like,
How big's my TikTok?
get to 100k easily.
How are you going to celebrate?
I'm not celebrating a TikTok number.
I'm really joking.
I didn't celebrate my million. It's bad.
Boys, you can completely see why you are as successful as you are, but also why so many people like listen to you. I really appreciate how generous you've been with your knowledge. I really appreciate the fact that you both train out of our gym at times. And yeah, it's been great getting to sit down and talk to you both. So thank you
Gym's
so much.
been a game changer for me.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it. I mean, you spoke as well of how fond you are of Paddy, the coach there. So I'm glad that Marchon's left a little bit of a impact on both of you.
It's like my own
100%.
personal gym. I love it.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Cheers, mate.